The 26th day of Nisan, every single year, people throughout the world commemorate and remember the 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis in the Holocaust. This year, despite our challenges, isolation, COVID-19, we must fulfill our moral obligation to do that as well. We owe it to them. What I'd like to address today is, what does it mean to remember? What does it mean to commemorate? Is it merely a memory exercise to jog our memories of stories of the Holocaust? Or is it more than that? And that's what I'd like to address tonight in just a few short minutes, and with an extremely passionate, poignant, and powerful story that I think is one that's unforgettable. There was a Jew born in Austria, and as a young child, he made his way to Germany on his own without his parents. Thankfully, he was able to go on one of the kinder transports that shuttled Jewish children to England. Eventually, he emigrated to Israel and settled in Petach Tikva. Having been in transit throughout his entire childhood, he did not have the benefit and the opportunity to have a significant Jewish education. And he was merely able to pray a few words and study a few words, but he did not know very much. When he reached Petach Tikva, this man took upon himself to run a synagogue that had no caretaker. He would make sure that there were always classes going on in this synagogue, and it was always cared for. Somehow this man raised his sons and his children to become great Torah scholars and great Torah leaders. When he passed away, someone came to console the mourners and asked his son, "How did your father do it? He did not have a Jewish education. He was not raised by parents. And nevertheless, his children, his sons, his daughters, they became great Torah leaders. How's that possible?" So the son responded as follows. For the most part, we take our parents for granted. We don't think about what made them into the people they are. You were born with parents and grow up with them, and you never stop to analyze what made them who they were. But one day, I asked my father, "How did you do it? You didn't have parents to guide you. You didn't have teachers to teach you. How did your Jewish values stay so strong to the extent that you've raised your children to become Torah scholars and Jewish leaders?" And my father answered, says the son, "When I left Austria, my father had initially planned to travel with me to Germany. However, there was a problem with his passport, and he had no choice but to put me on the train by myself. And that was the last time that I saw my father. As the train pulled out of the station, my father started running alongside the train to say goodbye. And he called out to me, 'Sei a gute Yid. Be a good Yid. Be a good Jew.' And he kept repeating and running after the train those same 4 words, 'Sei a gute Yid. Be a good Jew. Be a good Jew.' As the train picked up speed, he tripped and landed, sprawled out on the platform, shouting with all of his worth, Zai Agut Yid, be a good Jew. The parting message my father took was that he should be a good Jew. My father said, I did not know how to learn. I did not know how to pray that well. I didn't have the knowledge that many Torah scholars had. But I did have one thing. I knew that I must be a good Jew. Sei a good Jew. This powerful and poignant story, I believe, sums up what today's message is. Tonight we are commemorating those 6 million. We are remembering those 6 million. What does it mean to commemorate? What does it mean to remember? And I believe this is the point. They died as good Jews. The way we remember what they did, and the way we remember the way they died, is by living as good Jews. They died as good Jews. We must live as good Jews. That's the way we remember. That's the way we commemorate, day in, day out, to live as good Jews. Zai Agut Yid. May we all merit to live as good Jews. And that will be a tremendous, tremendous merit and uplifting of the souls of those 6 million Jews brutally murdered in the Holocaust. May we merit the coming of the Messiah quickly in our days and the ending of all sadness. Have a great night.